You're watching Access Minnesota. Here's Jim Dubois.
Jay Schrankler has served as the Executive Director of the University of Minnesota's Office for Technology Commercialization since 2007. His office oversees the protection of university inventions and helps determine the best path to commercialization. Here's more on the patent process at the U of M. Jay Schrankler is the Executive Director for the Office of Technology Commercialization at the University of Minnesota. Jay, welcome to Access Minnesota.
Well, thank you, Jim. I'm glad to be here.
Let's talk about MinCore, or Minnesota Innovation Corps. What's that all about, and how does it fit into the goal of the university to integrate various departments to help students come up with innovative ideas that will benefit the business community?
Yes, MinCore is actually a true interdisciplinary entity. And so we have the College of Science and Engineering, we have the research organization, which my group is part of, and we have the Carlson School of Management, where the home center for entrepreneurship is. So we have three different entities in the university that came together for this. And we came together for the purpose of applying for a National Science Foundation grant called I-Corps. And it's, the model has been, for MinCore, has been developed off of what the I-Corps proposal looks like to the NSF. And you know, the whole idea is to have one place where our students, graduate students, our undergraduate students, and our faculty can go to get trained in how to take one of their inventions to market.
I have some statistics here that are interesting. This past year, the U saw 331 inventions disclosed, 148 patent filings, and 14 startup companies launched. What do these numbers say to you about the direction science and technology fields are headed within the university?
I think it's incredible, the direction that this is headed. In 2007, we started the transformation of the Office for Technology Commercialization. In that year, there were 193 invention disclosures. So they've been monotonically increasing up to 331 last year. We had 2 startup companies in 2007. Last year we had 14. We now rival MIT and Stanford in the number of startups that are coming out of the university. And we've done a lot to get there. And one of the key things is getting our faculty and our students exposed to entrepreneurism and the idea of commercializing their inventions. And so 4 or 5 times a year, we offer seminars for our students and our faculty that are our startup workshops. And those startup workshops we've been doing for about 5 years now, as I mentioned, and our plan is to roll those startup workshops under the curriculum of the MinCore entity.
Jay, tell us a bit about the patent disclosure process.
When a student or one of our faculty has an idea for a new invention, the first step in protecting that invention or protecting the intellectual property is to file an invention disclosure here at the university, where they describe their invention. And that's the first step in patenting. And from there, we take these inventions and we decide which of those disclosures warrant patenting. And then once we patent them, we take them further to commercialization.
Historically, there's been a bit of a tension between the academic world and the for-profit world. Do you see any potential downsides to focusing on commercializing products? Is there a danger that focusing on money and corporate interests would take anything away from the important building blocks of education?
I'll answer that question in 2 parts. First of all, in order for a product or a technology to benefit society, it needs to be commercialized for the public good. And so commercialization is just a natural process of taking a new idea or a new invention and having it benefit the public good. And as a part of that, we have to make sure that that process is well managed. And so our university has a very robust and very well managed conflict of interest program. So we're constantly reviewing the process that we're using and the involvement of the people. So we have a really nice balance, a check and balance, where we're working on commercializing the technology and then ensuring that we're doing it in an ethical and conflict-free and managed way.
Jay, tell us a bit about some of the projects that students are coming up with that are part of this program.
So I'll talk about the science and technology products, the ideas that are coming out. About almost 90% of the research done at the university from federally funded sources is in the science and technology area. About 2/3 is life sciences, and the other third of that would be the physical sciences. So we're, as you can imagine, we're a huge land-grant university. So we have inventions that range from agricultural products like apples, like the Honeycrisp and the Sweet Tango apple, all the way to inventions that would save human lives in the area of organ regeneration, in robotics, new medicines, new pharmaceuticals. It really is a soup to nuts set of inventions that are coming out of the university and its students.
Jay Schrankler is the Executive Director of the Office for Technology Commercialization at the University of Minnesota. Jay, thanks so much for joining us on Access Minnesota.
And thank you, Jim.
How closely can a university class resemble the entrepreneurial spirit of Silicon Valley? When Access Minnesota returns, Kirk Froggett, who holds the Gemini Chair in Technology Management, discusses the similarities and differences between MinCore and Silicon Valley.
Access Minnesota will return after these messages.